just want to say, this is the worst riot I've ever been to. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out and showing that love does trump hate, and I want to make sure that everybody understands that Portland's resistance is a movement of love. Why is it happening? Portland's resistance is a movement of love, is a movement of peace. There are a couple things that I just want to address. People have come up to us like, why can't you do more to stop the destruction in the streets? And I want to address that a little bit. All I can do is lead by example, and I'm going to lead a peaceful example, and Portland's resistance is going to lead a peaceful example. But if someone is smashing something with a bat, the worst thing that I could ever do is say, go physically intervene with that person. I also think that we are doing I condemn violence and destruction, and that's not what our group is about. But there is a couple things I need to address about that. First of all, Martin Luther King said a riot is the language of the unheard. And too many of us are doing just the first level analysis of, I see destruction, I don't like it. We need to think deeper than that. We need to think why. We need to think, why does that person feel unheard? We need to think, what other ways could we channel that energy? We need to think, how can we move this towards peace, love, and positivity and unity, right? So instead of just strictly just condemning things, we need to think deeper and think about why. I also want to say that there's been a lot of stuff in the media, and actually even coming from the police, blaming a certain political ideology of anarchism for what's going on, and I don't think it's fair to blame any group for the actions of individuals. So I'm personally not, I'm not here to police anybody's activism, but I am here to try and lead by example, and I'm going to set an example of peace. And I also want to say that there is a diversity of tactics, and a lot of emphasis has been put on the property, and I want to kind of shift the emphasis in the human impact of the people that are at the hands of police violence at our peaceful protests. So I do understand that none of us, or many of us, most of us don't want to see any destruction out in the streets, but can we please talk more about the human impact of a Trump's America, or the human impact? So I just want to tell you, I'm not like the leader of Portland's resistance, and I want to say that a lot of times the person with the mic, or the person with the megaphone, or the person that you might see seems like the leader, but there are a million people holding me up, working as hard as me, that make this possible. And so I want to talk about what that group is about, not myself, but that group in general. So I'm going to read what's on the website just so that people understand. I think it's important to also understand that Trump is going to be our president. And people say, why don't you give him a chance? Why don't you give him a shot? And the way I like to think about that is like, if somebody has a gun to your head, you don't get to decide, should I wait and see if there's a bullet in there, or should I prepare as if there is a bullet in there?
Yeah.
Because I don't have the opportunity to wait and see if I'm going to get kicked off of Obamacare. I don't have the opportunity to give him a chance to see if I'm going to get kicked off Obamacare, to give him a chance to see if my friends are going to get deported, to give him a chance to see if the EPA is going to be abolished and there's going to be no action on climate change. We don't have that opportunity. So here's kind of like our original statement from the group. Because Donald Trump is going to be president, all we can do is build community here to try and insulate Portland. Our goal from Portland's resistance is to be a beacon of light in what's going to be a dark Donald Trump presidency. And we need to build community here, and we also need to, we have a problem here of electing people that run as progressives and then govern as neoliberals, and we don't have time to slowly move towards all the things that people are talking about. We no longer have time to just have discussions about rent control or discussions about racial disparity, because in 67 days Donald Trump is going to be president, and those conversations need to be done, and we need to simply do it. I'm sick of singing "We Shall Overcome." Donald Trump is going to be president. We just need to overcome. So I'm going to read this for you. Our group believes that Portland has an opportunity to become a beacon of light for the rest of the nation. We can show the world what a progressive city can actually look like. However, for this to be done, we need drastic changes now. We do not have time to spare. In order to survive Donald Trump, our organization is demanding in Portland rent control and an end to no-cause evictions. An end to police brutality. An end to racial disparity in policing. We need citizen oversight of the police with real and actual power. We need an acknowledgement of Portland's racist past and concrete steps to rectify that sad truth. We need a commitment to no new fossil fuel infrastructure or support towards the fossil fuel industry. We need to demand the right to clean air and clean water in our city. We need increased and total transparency in our city government. This is important to me, we need an acknowledgement that we are living on stolen land, and we need efforts to rectify that fact. We need open and accountable elections here. Get the money out of our politics. We need safe streets, and that means continued sanctuary city status for our city. We need full and total LGBTQ inclusion and full disability inclusion. We need well-funded schools for all of our children, whether you're in the hills or in Northeast, and that means no more lead in the damn water. We need an affirmation of women's rights, including free and safe abortions. We need increased funding for sexual and domestic violence prevention and better policing on those issues. We need to be a safe and welcoming place for immigrants and refugees. We need increased mental health funding and accessible services. We need safe locations for all of our houseless population. And that includes a houseless bill of rights. We need to get Nestle out of the gorge. We need no more tax breaks to major corporations such as Nike, Comcast, and many more. And finally, we need guaranteed living wages for all of our citizens. So these are
Healthcare. What about access to healthcare?
Access to healthcare, that needs to be done at the state level. We need single payer healthcare, and it needs to be done at the state level. The demands that I was laying out were ones at the city level, and for many reasons, single payer healthcare is something that needs to be done at the state level, but it does need to be done, especially as we're going to see Obamacare probably repealed, possibly on day one. So those are the things that Portland needs to stop just talking about and mobilize towards. Because if we don't get all of those things, Donald Trump is going to bring us back 70 years. We've been inching closer to all these things, right? I really believe that there is nothing more American than progress. I think there's nothing more patriotic than what we are doing today. There's nothing more patriotic than using our First Amendment rights to push for change and to push for progress. We are the people trying to make our community a better place, but everything just changed. Donald Trump is going to be president, and we need to accelerate all of that, and that's kind of why Portland's resistance sprung up. A little bit of the history, what happened is people were on the bridge protesting and asking, where do we go next, or what do we, are we coming out tomorrow, this and that. We started a Facebook page thinking it was just going to be for like the next few days so that people would have a place to know where to protest and have legal support and things like that. And then eventually it's been up for what, 4 days, and we have like 11,000 likes and like national coverage. That was not in the plan, and so now I'm a 24/7 organizer as opposed to like half of my time. But before this I ran political campaigns, and that ended on November 8th. So now I have time to do this full time, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I think I'll have a few words later, but I'm gonna hand it out to my really good friend Francisco. I think it's important that we raise up the voices of those who are going to be the most affected by a Donald Trump presidency. So that means people in our queer community, that means Muslim Americans, that means Hispanic Americans, Latino Americans, and disabled Americans, trans Americans, all these people that are the most vulnerable. And if you are a white ally, and you are somebody brought pizza, you know what I'm saying? And somebody, you don't want to stand over here now. And somebody, so we're the same. So we need to protect our community. If you're a white ally, we need you now more than ever. And we don't need like your Facebook post solidarity. We need like everything you got, because bumper stickers aren't going to get this done, right? Like lawn signs aren't enough, Facebook posts are not enough. We need to build community. So before I hand it off to Francisco, I want to make sure that you guys remember, if you leave here today and you didn't meet somebody, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. We're here to build community. We're not here to come with our own friends only and sit with them and all be uplifted, right? We need to build community. So I need, before I hand it to Francisco, can everybody like look to somebody around you that you don't know and introduce yourself?
I'm Dan. What's your name?
Hi guys.
Katrina? James. Glad to meet you.